So you're in chemistry class now. What is chemistry? Why did you have to take this class? What are you going to learn? What do you want to learn? And no, we cannot blow anything up. Sorry, sorry. No explosions in this class, please. Now, chemistry is a science, as you very well know, but what does that mean? We actually consider chemistry to be an experimental science. Experimental in that we're running experiments and we're still learning. If you look especially at the medical field or on the pharmacy side, agriculture, medical, there's so many things that we really don't know. We're still learning. And to learn about chemistry, we're going to use the scientific method. That's what makes it kind of a science. And we'll talk about what is involved in that scientific method here in a few minutes. Now, chemistry itself is a study of matter. Now, matter, it has great definitions. Anything that has mass and takes up space is a very, very common one. I have my favorite definition. My favorite definition is that matter is just stuff. So all the stuff in your life, well, chemistry is involved in that. Everything that you see is made up of compounds and elements. And how are we going to put those together and what properties do they have? Now, the study of matter, the study of stuff, the study of chemistry is going to be involved in composition. So, composition is what is something composed of, what elements, what compounds, how much of each is there. Properties are what makes it unique, what makes it different. Hang on just a second. Oh, now in class, I always show my cup. This is my special cup. So, what makes my special cup different than any other cup? Well, talk about the color. You could talk about what do you think that it's made up of? What properties might have? If I tap on it, oh, it kind of sounds metallic. It doesn't sound like it's a plastic, but the purple isn't what you would normally consider to see with the metal. So maybe we have a polymer coating or something on top. The lid, oh, if you can hear that does sound different. That's probably made out of a plastic. So what properties does this have? What makes this unique? How does it act in different situations? That's properties. Now, if we were to react this with something, and so let's say I throw this in the fire, I am not recommending that you throw a cup in the fire. But if I was to try to burn this, or maybe I wanted to see if this would actually react with another compound, that would be a chemical reaction. That's that last one, changes it undergoes. Don't worry, just some nice ice water in here. Yummy, yummy. So that's chemistry, the study of matter, the composition, what's it composed of, the properties, what makes it unique or how does it act, and the changes it undergoes. So whenever you have a chemical reaction, is there a reaction that occurs? And if so, what's going to happen? Now, chemistry deals with really anything that you can imagine that you're going to deal with on a day-to-day basis. Um, we use our five senses to study chemistry, so it's involved with anything that we can see, touch, feel, smell, or taste. Most of our information is going to come from seeing. They say about 80% of our data, of the stuff that we take in, is actually by sight. Next is hearing. Although if you are compromised in any way with either of those, your other senses would become stronger to counteract that. So chemistry encompasses this huge, huge, huge variety of fields. I've listed a few of those fields up on the slide here. The first I have listed is energy. Energy can deal with petroleum and batteries. Over on the side, there's a little picture of some petroleum extraction and processing units, and then how you would process that into usable formats. We have cleaning, dealing with surfactants like soaps and detergents. My background is actually in textile chemistry, so getting stuff clean can be, you can't believe the amount of chemistry that's actually just involved in that. Clothing and polymers, again, this is going to deal with that textile chemistry. How do you make fabric? What type of fibers are you going to use? Are you going to use a synthetic or a man-made, say a nylon or a polyester? Are you going to use something that's natural, such as cotton or wool? How do you get those fibers into a yarn, that yarn into a fabric? What type of finishes can you put on that fabric? Can you make it stain resistant, flame retardant? What color do you want to have it? Do you want to have a print on it? So fabrics and materials have this huge just area in chemistry. You could talk about plastics if you want to make a plastic bag or some rope or something. Even the DNA in your body is considered to be a polymer. That one, of course, is not synthetic. It is natural. It's not considered to be a plastic. We'll talk about that later. But how does that DNA form, and what is it made up of? We could talk about food. The food industry is huge. We'll talk a little bit about macro versus micronutrients. So macros like your proteins, carbs, and fats. Your micronutrients, that's going to be your vitamins and your minerals. Why do you need less vitamins and minerals than you do your proteins or carbs? Or do you have to have the vitamins and minerals? Are they really important? How do you grow food? So down on the bottom, we have a picture of some different chemicals being applied to a field. We could talk about the nutrients in the soil. Food safety right now is a very large topic that's often discussed in the news. We talk about medicines, how molecules can work to help our bodies, what type of new medicines are being formed, and how do they actually interact. For my in-class kids, I usually do these little poll everywheres. Don't respond. It won't work for you. But I did want to go ahead and ask you the questions, give you a chance to think about some of these different concepts. So this one says, chemistry is all around us except in which of the following? The air, the water, an idea, or the earth? What do you think? Correct answer? Well, remember, chemistry deals with matter. So anything that has mass takes up the space, or as we like to call it, stuff. The air, water, and earth are all composed of matter. They all have elements or combination of the elements into different compounds that we can talk about. An idea is not made of matter. So the correct answer for this particular question, idea. So one more little question for you. True or false? When you eat foods, you are consuming chemicals. As you find out in the next section, we're going to talk about things being 100% chemical free and if that's actually a possibility. I'll tell you a little hint here. It's not. Chemicals are just compounds. The term chemical does get a bad rap, but your food is composed of compounds, and compounds are chemicals. So this one would also be false.